Shalom, Israel. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Back with another lesson. This will be a quick hit, straight to the point. I'm going to play this quick clip that I seen in the headlines a little while ago. But as you see on the screen, it says, America's hunger crisis. Food banks running out of food. And we see right now throughout the world, but ultimately in this place, the U.S., the demand for food is brutal right now. It's brutal. And this is a man-made, manufactured famine that's coming. You know, and we know at the end of the day, the Lord, this is the Lord's will. He's gonna destroy this place from within. He's starting from within, like He told you in Jeremiah that He's gonna send fanners unto Babylon. The Lord is destroying this place from within, and then because all roads lead to that micro sea hip. He's going to allow Esau to shut off all the resources. You know, there's about 200 food banks here in the U.S. See, and you know the demand for food is, is going through the roof, and right along with all these different budget cuts and things like that, it's it's getting tough, man. And the Lord, ultimately, he getting ready to remove the food here. This is that place. The Lord, what the Lord did in the first Egypt ain't gonna have nothing on what He did, what He do in this second Egypt. And this is one of the prophecies, is a famine. A famine. Cannibalism is coming. I'm going to play this, and then I got a couple scriptures, and I'm going to close out. Call Allah, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi.
Food bank. We all know that the cost of groceries has been up. I mean, just look at the CPI report that just dropped moments ago. But now some of America's food banks are ringing the alarm, saying a hunger crisis is here. They are running out of food, and some shelves are empty as families need them the most.
Food banks across the country say they're at a breaking point. The USDA slashed $500 million from TFAP. That's the Emergency Food Assistance Program, which supplies more than a fifth of what Feeding America distributes. And that's not all. Another $500 million was cut from local food purchase programs, meaning less fresh food to go around. So far this year, food banks are feeding record numbers. With more than $1 billion in federal cuts since 2024, many food banks report a 25 to 40% spike in need. And that demand is colliding with shrinking supply and a double-digit rise in food prices.
Honestly, the cost of living is just crushing people right now. Even folks with jobs can't afford rent and food at the same time. And with a lot of the support programs getting cut, more people are slipping through the cracks.
See? All the support programs are getting cut. Because they getting ready to slash your EBT, your SNAP benefits, and here we go. People are resorting to these different food banks all across the nation, and they can only do so much. And here, we got job layoffs. People are trying to resort to different ways to make some more money, or different resources, and the resources of trying to make more money. Jobs and different agencies and things like that are being cut. See, this is a part of that tribulation that's coming. Prophecy. The famine is coming. The Lord told you that he's going to shower you with famine. Let me go here. Call halal Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. This is let me go here. Ezekiel 29 and 8. Ezekiel 29 and 8, and it reads, it says, therefore, thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, behold, I will bring a sword upon thee, and cut off man and beast out of thee. So the Lord said, there's a sword upon this place, on everything, all the entertainment, the businesses, the system, the people, the animals. This place is the U.S. is contaminated. The leadership is just completely contaminated. It's infected. It says 9. It says, in the land of Egypt, see, and the land of Egypt shall be desolate and waste, and they shall know that I am the Lord, because he has said, the river is mine, and I have made it. And this goes back to the first Egypt, dealing with Pharaoh. Through Pharaoh's pride and arrogancy, thinking that he made and he owns that Nile River. Just the pride, and then amongst the people in Egypt. See, this place, the U.S. is the second Egypt, spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. And they're in that, and this place is in the U.S. is in that same spirit, just as proud and arrogant, boastful, perverted. And the Lord's had enough of this place. It's starting with the leadership. It's corrupted. It's wicked. And look at what they're doing. So the Lord be getting ready to, this famine is coming. And in this famine, they're going to be trying to tear each other's heads off for a piece of bread. Your next door neighbor that you done known all them years, Brian and Ray across the street, all them birthday parties and holiday celebrations and things like that, knowing each other for 30 and 40 years. Yeah. They're going to be trying to tear each other's heads off in the end here for a piece of bread to feed their family.
The shelves aren't just low. In many places, they're bare. In some rural counties, federal programs provide up to 50% of all pantry food. But this year, those deliveries were scaled back or stopped altogether.
It's going to be tough because we're doing more than ever, but we are unable to fill the gap if SNAP access is reduced. For every one meal we provide, SNAP provides 9.
Why now? Inflation isn't helping, and the end of pandemic SNAP boost is leaving millions with less to spend. Food banks are adapting with new partnerships and food recovery plans, but they say it's not enough.
The biggest concern is not being able to help people. That's all we do. That's our mission, is to help feed people who really need assistance, especially children and seniors. That really gets us personally because they're so dependent on us.
Yeah, they need to keep the lights on.
See? Let me go here. Let me go here. This is Psalm 107. Psalm 107 and 33, and it reads, it says, He turneth rivers into a wilderness, and the water springs and the water springs into dry ground. And the rivers here in America, the U.S., are drying up. You know, you got the Rio Grande River, Lake Mead, the Mississippi River. You know, these rivers are drying up. It's about to turn into a water war too. You know, next to this living water, the drinking water is going to become the new gold, because Esau going to shut that off too. Your drinking water. But the Lord said he turned rivers into a wilderness and water springs into a dry ground. 34, it says a fruitful land. And this is that U.S., a fruitful land into bareness for the wickedness. See, for the wickedness, them that dwell therein. So all the wickedness, all the racketeering, the organized crime, the gang banging, the murdering, the robbing, the racketeering, the idolatry, the man on man, the woman on woman. I mean, the list goes on, man. The list goes on. The Lord is getting ready to strip this place completely down to nothing. And then when that RFID, when that micro C-HIP gets made mandatory, where no man can buy or sell, the missiles is coming. But by then, they're going to tear this place up. All kind of different disasters and insurrection and sedition amongst men. They're going to be burning down these grocery stores and factories and things like that. Martial law. This place is going to be turned into a concrete jungle. The Amazon. Shalom.